Okay, so this is the Underground Handcart Company, and I wanted to do a video today because in the last couple of days things have kind of blown up, and I've had an overwhelming amount of messages and responses via Reddit, my personal Facebook page, and the Underground Handcart Facebook page. And I've tried to get back to everybody. Hopefully, I have done that. Um, and I've tried to answer lots of questions, but I wanted to do a video and just kind of discuss the overall mission, because that's the biggest question I always get is, what exactly is it that you guys are trying to do? And then talk a little bit about what short-term goals are, long-term goals, and maybe how some of you can help out. So I've got some notes here, and that was my phone. Let me turn my phone off so we don't get these sounds. Okay. I'm in my bedroom here. There's my, there you go, proof I was married in the temple. There's the pictures. My wife still keeps them up on the wall. She says she feels too bad about it to put them down. So, anyway, they're good pictures. Yes. Anyway. So, all right. So I put together some notes of some stuff I wanted to go over today. And then, of course, I'll try to field questions. I don't know exactly how that happens on here, so I'm trying to find a place where maybe questions would come. Let's see. There's something here that says comments, and let's see. It says there's 2 comments, but oh my, I don't know how to look at them. Give me a second here. Let's see if I can try to look at these comments. Sorry, this is really unprofessional, but I want to be able to answer your guys' questions. So I'm going to the Facebook page and checking to see if I can see comments. Okay, Tones Bones, comments are here. Let's see. That's the only comment I see, though. I don't know. So anyway, maybe by the end of the video I'll have figured it out. So the first thing I wanted to do was give a shout out to those that have helped me so far. I mean, well, too many people for me to thank have helped me, but just some of the biggest help. Initially, I was coordinating with 3 Redditors to sorry, I'm getting notifications all over the place. Okay. All right, I am seeing some comments now, but it says 8 comments and I only see 4. So I don't know how that works, but I'm sorry, guys. I'll try to get to your questions as we can, if we can get to them. But okay. So initially, I had 3 people from Reddit that we kind of created a little email chain, throwing ideas back and forth, and it was very informal and just kind of an open discussion. And that discussion hasn't ended, in case they're watching. So I don't want them to think that, because I think there's definitely some topics that we discussed that have been left open-ended. But I wanted to thank the 3 Reddit users, Mithrin, Nurse Mommy, and Cageless Bird, for really helping me out with that and being willing to be part of that email exchange. More recently, with the creation of the Facebook page and the website that's going to be coming up soon, they use the scroll on the bar on the side. Okay, I see that comment, but I still am not seeing all the comments. So, I don't know. I guess if you want to comment, I don't know if you're commenting like on the video where Tones Bones, Thomas Macy, and John Hassan have commented. If you are, I can see their comments, so comment there with your questions. If you're commenting somewhere else, I haven't figured out how to see them yet. So, yeah, John, I'm in another tab and I just saw your comment. So, I don't know. Maybe it's you have to have liked the page, maybe? Maybe the people that I'm not seeing haven't liked the page? I don't know. Okay. Tones Bones says this is where you should comment. Perfect. All right. So maybe if it doesn't seem like I'm getting to you, maybe you haven't liked the page because it says 12 comments, but I only see a couple. Oh, hang on. Maybe I see this. Scroll. Okay. Maybe I do see this. I guess I do see all the comments, but it's not that user friendly. Okay. All right. We'll get through this. So anyway, setting up the Facebook page, the pending website, I just wanted to also give a little bit of a shout out. Nate Miller, Reddit user Morticia Smith, Becky, I'm not going to use her last name because I haven't heard back from her today to get permission for that. Hazel Jane, she's been a huge help she's the one that created all of the memes that I have up right now, which are great. And then also Evan Colley. Evan, I hope I pronounced it right. He created a logo for us that you're going to see on the website. And the website should be up shortly. We already have it's already up. We just haven't published it yet. I need to do a couple things to it still, and I'm going to actually talk about that here. So, let's see. The other comments are probably on other things in the page. Okay, maybe. That might be it. Okay. I'm not a computer guy, so we'll figure this out together, I suppose. All right. So what is the overall mission of the Underground Handcart Company? A lot of you have been following this on Reddit, so maybe you know already. Initially and still, the idea is, the main idea is to assist adults that are 18 years and older to gain life and or financial independence post-Mormonism. Now that's kind of a real broad stroke statement right there. So the idea behind this is that we often see in different forums young adults that no longer believe in Mormonism, but they find themselves trapped in various parts of their life due to social and or financial dependence on a believing Mormon. Usually their parents, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that. And that's kind of who we want to help. And I'm going to caveat the young adult statement because I have actually received messages in the last couple of days from people that might not strictly fit that category of young adult, and we actually just helped somebody that definitely is not a young adult, and I'll maybe give a little snippets on that. So when I say young adults, I don't want it to be an exclusionary statement, but I think that young adults are definitely the most likely person that we would be able to help. But at the end of the day, if somebody is trapped emotionally, physically, whatever, we're going to do what we can to help them. So hopefully that makes sense. So don't take young adult too literally. Let me go back to my notes here. Let's see. Let me do a little split screen action going here. That way, let's see. Get rid of this. All right. So So one thing I want to get out of the way right away, because I've gotten a lot of questions about this. Under no circumstances are we going to be helping a minor child break away from their legal guardians. Okay, first of all, my first instinct is that's probably not legal. And even if there was a legal way to do that, it's not really something that I want to get involved in. It sucks for them, but it's just something that if they're in a situation, they're going to have to stick it out until they're 18. And now, of course, there's always going to be exceptions, right? I mean, if somebody contacts us and we feel that there's like some serious physical danger, imminent physical danger, then we'll try to point them in the right direction. But beyond pointing them to local resources, I don't really want to get involved with minor children. And I think everybody will probably agree with me on that. Also, we're not going to be in the business of destroying people's testimonies. There's plenty of places on the internet and in real life where people can, go and do an audit of their religious beliefs or whatever. But UHC is not going to be that place. So if people are going to be contacting me saying, what is this page about? Why would I not believe in the church or something like that? It will either go unanswered or they will just simply get a response saying that, this is for people that don't believe, and, you'll have to, evaluate your religious beliefs on your own. And the main reason is this group, if it gets any traction, is going to get plenty of criticism from believing Mormons as it is. And there's no need to add fuel to the fire by trying to destroy people's testimonies. Like I said, there's plenty of places that people can go online and decide whether or not they believe in Mormonism. We are targeting people that do not believe. And my response to any believing Mormon who would criticize what we're doing, I would just simply say, why would you want somebody who doesn't believe to be at church faking it? And I think that might be just a way for them to realize that we're just trying to help people, get through their own lives, and we're not trying to burn down the church. We'll leave that to a new name, Noah. Okay. So, all right. So I wanted to go through some target demographics, sort of some different groups of people that I think that we would be able to help. Okay. Again, these are not final demographics or anything. I can expand beyond this, but I think these are the most common groups of people that we would be in a position to help, or who would be in a position to reach out to us. Recent high school graduates. Okay. Now maybe they are being strong-armed to go to BYU. Their parents are saying, we will only pay for BYU. And they can't see any way to go anywhere else. Well, we might be able to provide them with guidance and hope, and that there is other options, because you know how it is when you're 18 and things can feel like they're impossible to do. And the whole mantra about BYU being so affordable, blah 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 blah. There's plenty of affordable schools out there, and there's ways to go to school without going to BYU. So helping somebody guide through that, recent high school graduate. Maybe they are future missionaries that have recently graduated, and they're being pressured against their will to put in their mission papers. And what are our options there? Again, coming back, can they go to school? Are they interested in the military? Whatever it is, we want to, I'll get into that a little bit later. BYU students, current BYU students. I actually just got a message today from a current BYU student seeking guidance and assistance. I don't know, possibly assistance. I haven't finished my conversation with him, but can we help these people transfer to another school as seamlessly as possible? Are they in a position where they're going to have to stick it out? Okay, can we provide them the necessary moral support in person so that things can go a little easier, that type of a thing? Probably the most controversial group of people we would help is current missionaries. And I also think it's probably, I don't want to say the least likely because I really don't know, but we have seen several instances on Reddit where current missionaries have gotten on Reddit and asked for help or vented or whatever. So obviously it goes without saying this would be the most controversial group. And I think we would, do things like, consult with them, their exact situation. Should we encourage them to stick it out? I mean, do they have 2 months left? Do they have 1 month left? Should they stick it out? Or do they need to go home early? Maybe they need to go home, but they don't quite have the courage to do it. Can we help them sort of build up the confidence that things are going to be okay, that you're not going to, your life is not going to end, that type of a thing. Young adults just in general who cannot leave their Mormon household due to financial dependence on their parents. And maybe they're in a situation where their parents are saying, as long as you live under my roof, you're going to go to church every Sunday, or maybe they are pretending to be believers because they're afraid their parents are going to kick them out or something like that. Can we help them improve their employment or find employment? Can we help them relocate? Things like that. Okay, if they are in the closet with their parents, as far as their non-belief, can we help them understand that the world is not going to come to an end? Can we provide them with the moral or the emotional support necessary to express who they are to their parents and deal with the consequences? Okay, so generally speaking, UHC will seek first to provide moral and emotional support. That's going to be our first line of action. And that'll be done through the time donations of volunteers like those that are watching this video. Okay. So I'm trying to create a network of people in different cities and basically work as the quarterback of trying to put people in contact with other people, and maybe first a phone call, maybe they hit it off, they meet up for coffee, whatever the case may be. Maybe they get in touch with the local ex-Mormon group. I had somebody yesterday, I believe it was, that was unaware of their local support group, and so I sent him that information. And I actually, in his case, that might be all he needs. I'm going to maintain communication with him, but based on his situation, he may not even need more than that, and he didn't know where to turn. So, beyond the moral and emotional support, I want to have a network of contacts that can help people find employment, alternative living conditions. I already have some people that have contacted me and said, I own a business that is constantly hiring entry-level positions. I can hire people. Obviously these are probably not the ideal jobs, but it's something to get started. If that's what they need. Helping people with resumes, helping people apply for jobs. I'm going to be helping somebody this afternoon apply for a job. Their computer is not working. Okay? So it could be just something as simple as that. Filling out applications for support, if it's for school. Maybe they need some help going through the FAFSA application. I've had somebody contact me and tell me they're really good with filling forms out, that I think they do that for their job or something like that, and they're very efficient with that. They can help with that. I've had people contact me I had somebody contact me that owns an apartment complex. I have had somebody that rents a room out. I've also had some people saying that their house is available for 2 or 3 night crash. So over time, these resources will build up so that we have contacts in as many cities as possible. So, short-term goals on that line is to establish a robust database that I will keep private because privacy is important. So I know some people on the Facebook page the other day were talking about a public like Google Doc where people can sort of just say, hey, here's where I am, here's my name, here's what I can offer. And right now I want to avoid that for privacy reasons. It's possible we could explore that idea down the road, but obviously in this world of ex-Mormonism, privacy is very important, and I want to try to protect that as much as possible. The Facebook page is set up. I want to start doing some Facebook ads to increase visibility, although I've had an amazing amount of visibility over the last couple of days, and I thank those who have participated in that. So I'm almost done here with me talking, but and then we can maybe try to get to some questions. So one of the things about volunteering, I've gotten hundreds of messages, whether it be through Reddit, personal Facebook, or the page messenger, of people telling me where they live and maybe sometimes what they can help out with, and that is great. I've been trying to put those things in an Excel spreadsheet, and I'm sure I've made mistakes because it's hard to track all of these things. So what I want to say on that, when we launch our website, and that's going to be shortly, we're going to have a link to where you can sign up to be a volunteer, and the only required fields to fill out will be your name, location, and an email address. And then there will be some optional fields, sort of like, what it is that you can provide beyond, the name, location, and email. For privacy purposes, I want you to be able to give as little as possible. And then, of course, if you are in a city where I need somebody, I may reach out to you via email and then via telephone type of a thing. So these, when you fill this out on the website, it's going to filter into an Excel. So I can create this database sort of automatically that I can refer to. And again, this is all going to be kept private and not be shared publicly or anything like that. So for now, if you're going to be sending me, my name, my place, let's hold off until I get the website published. And I'm probably going to ask everybody who's already messaged me to go and do a formal sign up, just for the ease, to make sure I didn't miss anything or anything like that. So just keep your eyes peeled for that. I've also been contacted about donating money to this, and that's, at first I was hesitant about that, but now the way that this is kind of blown up, and I've already received several requests for help, I think there might be some benefit in this. So along the lines of money, one of the things I wanted to say is this group is not set up for anybody to have a job. This is going to be 100% volunteer, including myself. I have a regular job. I have 2 jobs, actually. So this is, any monies donated are going to be 100% for the benefit of the group. And I guess I'm thinking of doing a Kickstarter in the next couple of days, once the website is live. And I don't know what I'm going to set the goal at. What I'm thinking is, initially, I think I would benefit from about $2,000, because I need to finish setting up the legal entity, and I also want to do some targeted Facebook ads, because I think one of the biggest factors right now is awareness. And if we can do some targeted Facebook ads, Idaho, Utah, Nevada, maybe California, and just get the word out that we exist. That's really the number one goal right now. And so some money to put towards that. Now, I've had 3 people contact me on Reddit about doing billboards in the Salt Lake airport. I think this is an amazing idea. I'm 100% on board. I don't know how much that would cost, and I don't know if we would even be able to do it. Would the airport even? But I want to look into that. So if you're listening and you're one of those people that contacted me, or if that's an idea you're interested in, you can either donate to the message me and donate to the Kickstarter when it happens, or if you want to if we want to maybe set that up separately, and you want to just pay for it on the side or whatever, because that's actually what somebody suggested to me that they wanted to do, we can do that too. So obviously we need to contact the Salt Lake Airport and whoever handles the marketing and find out if they would even take an ad like ours. We have to create an ad. Hazel would probably work with us on that, and then I'm all for getting them there. Now, of course, if we get an ad in the Salt Lake Airport, it's going to hit the fan. That's going to be, things are going to just blow up, probably negative, but that's going to be just something that we'll have to deal with. So website ads. Okay, and so the last thing I wanted to talk about is I'm exploring setting up a podcast. And this is not going to be, 5-hour John DeLynn type interviews, okay? I'm looking for something on the short end, and there's going to be 2 types of podcasts, okay? One would be people who want to share their experience of coming out to their friends and family, or maybe struggles that they had when they were at BYU or whatever. Sort of like you would have been a candidate for us to help and you got through it, and we can maybe discuss about how you got through it. And then the other would be if people who we do help successfully, if they're willing to talk, then maybe we would do like a little interview with them. So if you're interested in that, send me a message, give me a little snippet. I think it's also a good idea. We can have, this is a good opportunity for just regular folks who haven't necessarily done something of note, of newsworthiness, to be able to get their story out there. So I'd kind of like to just talk to like the regular folks. We can do it anonymously, but I would prefer it not to be anonymous. I think it's more powerful when it's not. And I'll probably, if I get a ton of messages on the podcast interest, I will probably give preferential treatment to those who are willing to not be anonymous. But if we get to, we'll get to everybody, and if you need to stay anonymous, of course, we'll respect that. So with that said, I think that's all I have for today. Now I'm going to try to get here to where I can see the comments, okay? So on my video, it's saying I've got 28 comments. But let me go to another tab. Okay. If Salt Lake City blocks the airport ads focus on Delta hubs. Okay, that's because Delta uses, or the church uses Delta, right, as their most frequent. Yeah, okay, I like that. I like that. FYI, we have a hard time getting billboard space in Utah for Mormon Think. So anything in the remotest way anti or somehow perceived as against the church may not even be able to get a billboard space for it. Yeah, that's Scott. I believe you're from Mormon Think, right? So, I know. Tribune coverage, yeah. I don't know how I would get in with them, but if somebody knows Peggy and she wants to do something, that'd be awesome. So if anybody has any questions, I don't know if you guys, I'm seeing stuff here, and I'm going to try to answer them as they come across. So let's see. What else are you guys writing? Let me see if I can get in here. Oh, somebody says they missed a bunch of this video. I'm going to keep the video up as a post, and I'm also going to put it on Facebook. So I cannot figure out how to scroll through these comments, guys. So hopefully I'm seeing them. I'm seeing them as you type them. But if it goes past like 4 or 5, I cannot figure out how to see more. And I apologize for that. Well, I'll give you guys a couple more seconds if you have any questions for me. If you were typing a question in during the video, I probably didn't see it. So type it in again. Are you setting up a 501c? Yes. So I kind of mentioned that as part of one of the things that the startup Kickstarter would go towards. I am going to set up the 501c3. I hope to have that done shortly. Hazel is going to plaster images all over platforms. Awesome. We also have a Twitter. To flesh it out, basically, if more missionaries are traveling and Salt Lake City won't show your ads, you can put them in airports where Delta has layovers, and so they will see them. Yes. Of course, my biggest concern there is, you go to, let's say, the Atlanta airport, how effective is that going to be? Because even though there might be missionaries, how many missionaries are actually going through the Atlanta airport? But, it's something that we need to look into. But setting up a 501c3, yes. Okay, got that covered, yes. We will be setting that up. Also, the money would not just be to set this stuff up. If we get an excess amount of money, long term, what I could see happening is I'll give you a scenario. Let's say we have somebody who's 21 years old. They didn't go on a mission, so there's all kinds of pressure. They're living at home. Their parents are basically watching them like a hawk, and maybe they have a decent job, but they just need some push to get out. We would maybe work with them for a couple months, helping them save money, and then when it comes time for them to be able to move out, we could possibly, help them with their first month's rent, just to sort of help them get started, type of a thing. But this is something that is down the road. I don't know exactly how that would all flesh out. So, but that's what any kind of excess funds or continuing donations would cover. Um, and of course, well, I'm an accountant by trade. I don't know how many people know that. So when it comes to like tracking money, I'm a little OCD. So, there will be regular reports that'll be published, on the website or whatever, showing the expenditures and all that kind of stuff. So you guys it's going to be an open book from a money standpoint, all the money that comes in. Let's see. Did you give us an update on the website? Yes. The website should be live in the next couple of days. It's already set up. I just need to do a couple tweaks. What is the Twitter handle? Oh my goodness. I'm not running the Twitter handle. Let me see. I know I've got it here, so give me a second. Let's see. I don't know. I'll have to find the Twitter handle. I think there's a post here on the page that links to the Twitter that the gal that's running our Twitter put. Let's see. She may have done it in the private page. And so if you're not in the private page, let me know, but we'll get you the Twitter handle. Is that what it is? At Nomo Mormon? Okay. And we might change that. I don't know. Okay, I do remember setting it up like that. I was trying to get something good, but okay. So Nomo Mormon. I don't know if that's the best Twitter handle or not. I don't do Twitter. I can't understand it. But Morticia Smith is good at it. That's the one who's handling our Twitter. And I think I set up Instagram. Again, something I don't know how to use. But yeah, Hazel recommends changing it. Yeah, I want to change it. So if anybody has any good names, because I hate to rehash things over and over, I'm not sure what you have planned for the website and the public Facebook page, but advice found on places like Reddit, which addresses these topics repeatedly, can be compiled and made into documents. Yeah, for sure. I wanted to tell you guys, we did help somebody. Total team effort. Many of you saw the Reddit post the other day about a lady who was just really struggling and thinking about ending her life, and we reached out to her and we were able to get her to call. I talked to her for like 2 hours on Thursday night, and just got her to kind of calm down. I don't want to get into too many details, but got her through the night, got her to the next day, was able to coordinate with VH65, one of the mods on Reddit, and we were able to get in touch with some local people there, and they were able to go be with her in person, and they actually happened to have an event Friday night, and so they took her to the event. And she actually, she did some stuff last night with some friends, and she just texted me letting me know everything's okay. And I had several people on here reach out to me telling me they were available, and I even had the wife of one of our volunteers who was able to talk to her on the phone. So this was a total team effort. It was a success. It's an ongoing thing, but this was great, and it was, basically within the first day of us really sort of making a push with this page. I've had like 3 messages, I think, also of people reaching out for help, not as serious as the Reddit person on Reddit, but people that are in some tight spots, and so we're looking at seeing what we can do for them. So let's see. So I don't know. Let's see. Hazel, that Twitter handle says no results found. It's possible. Oh, okay, she's maybe spelled it wrong. Nomo Mormon. All right, we got to get that. Anybody have a good idea for the Twitter handle? Let me know. Also, if somebody's good at writing, like copyright type person, and they can write very concise, contact me. I need to get together an about and a description type blurb, and this is not my strong suit. And I mean, I can do it, and I'm working on doing it, but I'd like somebody that maybe is good at doing something like that to put both here on the Facebook page and the website. So let me know. Okay, Aaron found the Twitter. Perfect. So yeah, if you're into Twitter, share that. Let's see. I'll give you guys a couple more seconds here. I don't know how long I should wait for questions, but like I said, this was the first time I've done this. Let's see. How many people are watching right now? Peak viewers are 25. People reached 131. 65 total views. 31 10-second views. 51 unique viewers. Well, that's pretty good. Just trying to get the word out there right now, 20 people are watching right now, John says. Okay. My wife does copywriting for a profession. Okay. Tones Bones, do you think she'd be willing to spend 20 minutes to put together something for me? Thomas Macy is a copy editor. Perfect. I love that name, by the way, Tones Bones. And the profile picture, too. I want a beard like that. My wife will not allow it. All right. All right, guys. All right, I think I'm going to go ahead and end it. It looks like, you guys have gotten your questions out of the way. Feel free to message me. Podcast, if you're interested in recording a podcast with me, and let me know. I'm sure she would, but if Thomas is on it, go for it. The beard is Jesus approved. Yes, it is. David, 20 viewers. You're a data analyst type person. Yeah. I mean, David, I'm with you. I mean, I'm an accountant, and this group does not need an accountant. Not really, but I can get things done too outside of accounting. I don't want to pigeonhole myself too much. All right. Okay, Thomas, I'm going to contact you. Okay, I'm going to work with you, and we will get the about done. So, okay, so podcast, contact me if you're interested in doing that. Contact me on the page, or you can go to my personal Facebook, or I'm Fearless Fixer on Reddit. If some people know that already, some people don't. Don't judge me by my Reddit posts. Reddit is Reddit, right? I'm kind of it's all me, but I like to say that there's Reddit me, and then there's real life me. There's Ryan, and then there's Fearless Fixer. And there's definitely lots of overlap, but Reddit is often a sounding board for me. And so sometimes I just, you need to vent. I don't really have anybody to vent to. And that's what Reddit's for. So sometimes my posts are well received and sometimes they're not. And that's okay. I don't really mind. Sometimes we put our representative on Reddit. Yes. Yeah, that's good. That's good. And sometimes our representative fails us, right? No, I stand by all my Reddit posts, and you don't need to explain. We get it. All right. I get all kinds of messages, guys, of people, and maybe some of you guys get it too when you post something controversial. I get crazy stuff, and when the November policy leak happened, and then some other things that happened after that, I've gotten death threats, not many, and none that I've taken seriously, but I've gotten people that have tried to entrap me into saying embarrassing things through Messenger. Luckily, it's all very transparent, but anyway, that's the stuff I have to deal with sometimes. But all right, I'm going to bow out. Let's get this going. Keep your eyes peeled for the website. Let me know if you want to get into involved in the podcast. All right, I'm out.